Hey folks, another day, another teaser for Chapter 4 content coming with Crusader Kings 3. And as expected, today's unblurred image in the bottom right-hand corner, that is the Khan or a Khan leading his troops on the steppe, or maybe expanding outside of that area and going on to get some glory, some fortune, all that kind of stuff. What we expected after yesterday's text, it was very heavily implied that's what the image was going to be, and that is what the image was today. I will say the text today, I think, does confirm China. We'll talk about that a little bit more in a minute, but where pillars bear the weight of dynasties long since dust, we gather the strength of the realm to stand against the coming storm. I'm going to say that's China now. I'm on board for China. I think that is what it's going to be. We'll talk about the blurred image though quickly first. In the bottom left-hand corner, it is very blurry, so it's kind of hard to see what's going on. But to me, that looks like maybe some figures in the bottom left-hand corner in purple and red. And maybe they're looking at like a treasure trove of things from the dynasty. So some like jade things going on there with that green, some gold in the middle maybe. Maybe it's like the terracotta army. I don't think it's that, but you know, I would expect we're going to see something along those lines. But it does look like two people in front of like a storeroom full of like gold and vases and all that kind of stuff you would expect. But going back to the text, as I said, I think it does confirm China. And the more I talked about it yesterday in the comments and comments I saw on Reddit and things like that, I guess we should have seen earlier that China was higher up the chances than we thought. Because if you add the steppe, if you add more content for the Mongols, well, what did the Mongols do quite famously? You know, they took a massive chunk out of China, did a lot of conquering there, set up some realms. That is what they're pretty famous for. And looking at the game team, I'm sure they looked at it and thought, look, we're doing the steppes, we're adding some more Mongol content. Well, if we do China in like 2 to 3 years, we're then going to have to go back and add more Mongol content for China, because that is what they were kind of known for. So why don't we just do everything together in 1 year, add China to the map? I think we'll get that first. I think we'll get China first in the first DLC. And then the later DLC will be nomads and then like more Mongol content around what happened there historically. Let me know what you think in the comments down below, but I think it just makes so much sense now. And then as they said earlier in the year, they didn't want to do merchants this year because there were things they wanted to get set up so merchants would work better next year. And having China, having this area of the map opened up, we're going to get the Silk Road next year, a bunch of merchant mechanics, trade republics, all that kind of thing, I would imagine. And then everything else we've been talking about, like Crusades. Were we going to get a Crusades rework? Well, if you haven't seen the news today, tomorrow they're going to be doing a dev diary based on the next free update that's coming. And the free screenshot they shared was about like staging areas for Crusades. That's what it looked like in the screenshot. So maybe the Crusade side of things that we thought would come as DLC is actually just going to be part of a free update this year. I think they know the Crusades are kind of terrible how they work now. And looking at these updates over the last couple of days, I've been thinking like, oh man, are we not going to get Crusades reworked till next year? But maybe that is coming as part of the free patch. Anyway, I did a video about that earlier, and the dev diary is tomorrow, so we'll talk about that in a video as well once that comes out tomorrow. But anyway, let me know what you think in the comments down below. I think it is going to be China. Steppe, we know for sure. A lot of Mongol content. It looks like we're getting coronations. And I think that's going to be the 3 major DLC this year. As I said, I think we'll get China first, and then maybe we'll get the coronation stuff in the middle, and then we get steppes and Mongols later in the year. Let me know what you think order-wise. I think they will split them up a little bit, so they'll have something in the middle for everywhere else on the map, which will be coronations, because they're going to affect the whole game. But I think that will likely be an event pack maybe. As I said, let me know what you think. Hit that like button if you haven't already. Tomorrow we'll get the dev diary for the free patch, and we should get the last teaser image unblurred tomorrow. And then on Wednesday, we're going to get the full dev diary, and we can see what's coming as part of this. So if you haven't already, do subscribe to the channel. I cover Crusader Kings, all the dev diaries, news. We have discussion videos. I do live streams. But we'll leave it there for today, and I'll see you all tomorrow with all the news we're going to be getting then.